Welcome into the Ryan Ripken Show, and for the first time in the 2024 fall NFL season is now officially here. Ladies and gentlemen, the Ravens and the Chiefs are kicking off in just about 3 hours, about 3 hours and 15 minutes to be exact. We've been waiting for this. It's the first of our pregame shows for the season. Guys, I'm fired up, and I hope you guys are too. And whoever's tuning in to the Ryan Ripken Show, let us know where you're tuning in from, what you're excited about for tonight, and really just to keep these vibes high. Every year, teams have optimism, hope, and if you're a Baltimore Ravens fan, well, the expectation and the reality is this. The Ravens, if they stay healthy enough, they're going to have a chance to chase another Super Bowl title. That's the goal, just like it was last year. Let's talk about who's in here first, and then we'll talk about what we have on our program here. And we have quite a bit, ladies and gentlemen, but we almost got a full house. But to the right, we got Zach and Kevin. Fellas, welcome to opening night of the NFL.
Yeah, it's exciting. This is my first full football season with the boys here, so going to be a fun time. After the AFC Championship, I think we also need to wipe the slate clean, and we're here doing that today.
And that was all you're going to give me energy-wise, Kevin?
No,
Let's pick it up a little bit, Kevin.
Football! Football,
Oh,
baby. We got football. That's all I care about. We have football. Last time we played football, especially Baltimore Ravens football, I showed up the next day, probably in the worst shape I have in a long time. I was pretty banged up that next day. So we're wiping everything clean. New season starts, like you said, about 3 hours, 15 minutes. Everything's behind us, but at the same time, everything we want is in front of us.
There you go.
Road to New Orleans starts tonight.
And thank you, Aaron Boone, for that. It's all in front of us, baby. But you know what it's also, and I'm feeling good. I mean, how can you not feel good tonight? It's all in the hips, Zach, as some would say. Electric shirt, bet. I got to give you that. You weren't born yet, but I'm glad you are paying tribute to that. But our last member in studio that's making us all look good and sound good, the man, the myth, the legend, Brad.
What up, fellas? Listen, there are a few things that are like, I don't think there's a better place to be in the fall than here in Baltimore. The weather is incredible. The O's are going to the playoffs. I think that's pretty set in stone.
Mm-hmm.
And now football's back. It's just absolutely incredible. Baltimore is now, it has been a baseball town, a football town, and now it's all happening. Everybody's pumped up. Ravens are going to Super Bowl. They're winning the goddamn thing, and I'm super pumped for week one.
Ravens to the Super Bowl. That's the goal. And guess what? We're going to talk a lot about this game, the season, everything, which way. But we wanted to express our excitement. You know, before we started the show, when I say we were getting pumped up, we literally were pumping it up in here. If we weren't going to get demonetized or in trouble, we were blaring music in here. It's like when I move, you move, Kevin.
Just like that.
Just like that.
Proud of you, bro.
There we go.
Ravens by $1 billion if Kevin's getting those right off the cost.
Yeah.
I knew that one.
It is a great time, Brad, like you said, to be a Baltimore sports fan. We obviously are going to talk about the Baltimore Orioles in extensive conversations. Hell, Brad, we had an
incredible day.
We had a hell of a day with some Orioles faithful here, and specifically, well, we can't give all that away. Maybe you'll see in one of our sponsored events here who is one of the guys that stopped by the studio today to say hello. But this stream is all about the Ravens, all about Baltimore football. Get some crab cakes football. That's what Maryland does. Guys, Ravens and Chiefs preview, or it's a run back rematch of the 2023 AFC Championship game. We're not even going to talk about that anymore. It's over. These are two different teams now. New season. Kansas City obviously is defending champs for the second straight year. Kansas City's going to be bumping out there. And this is a team that you're going to have to respect and understand that they are going to be tough to beat in their house, but the Ravens seem motivated. And why don't we start this off initially? We had Nick Moore on earlier about talking about this game, getting set up. I don't know if we have that clip set up, but it's always around this player. It's around Lamar Jackson. So let's start there with this conversation.
It was evident that he was going to make a change and he was going to be that vocal leader for the team. And I think he, at quarterback, I feel like that is kind of comes with the territory, but not everybody is built that way. And, Lamar got a lot of criticism over the years for that. And I think now he just taken on that. Like he's taken that to heart. And now he's really, really trying to make an effort and do the things that he is required of him as the starting quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. And he's showing it every day. He's stepping up. He's there one of the first guys in the building, one of the last guys to leave, asking guys to meet, doing all the stuff that you're supposed to do, and all the stuff that Brady and Peyton and all those guys did for so many years. I think he's really stepping into that role. And Chuck and I were talking about it today at lunch. It's I don't know why we're the bad guys, but that's okay. That's fine with us. I think Baltimore has that chip on their shoulder. We've kind of always been that way, even back into the Ray Lewis days. With Sis and all those guys, like for some reason, the media it is what it is. And we're okay with that. And I think we've done a good job of handling that. And I think we're ready to continue to take that on with a badge of honor and get after these guys on Thursday night.
Damn right, badge of honor. And that was Nick Moore, long snapper, future Pro Bowler for the Baltimore Ravens. We're getting the Pro Bowl bid started now. Nick Moore playing in his first NFL game since he tore his Achilles before the start of training camp last year in 2023. But let's start with the first part of that clip. Lamar Jackson, we're going to get into the Ravens-Chiefs preview here in just a little bit. But first things first, Kevin, there were some other stories that came out. But the first thing that Nick was alluding to was the leadership of Lamar Jackson. And look, everyone out there knows he gets criticized far too much. It's like the guy can't win, right? It just seems like it's one thing over the other. And you're hearing from Nick Moore. He's one of those guys. You can see his leadership continue to step up. He's starting to be more vocal with how he feels, but he's also showing it with his actions there at the stadium. But let's talk about what just came out today, Kev, because you were reporting this or you had it all over your accounts. Of course, the timing of these articles, it's always fitting, right? But there was things going back to Lamar Jackson in last year's AFC title game that I guess it's a headline, but something we'll just touch on for a moment.
Yeah, and these Lamar headlines always come out literally when like the biggest thing is happening. Lamar's extension happened 4 hours before the draft, and now this happens a couple hours before game time here. But there was Lamar's been in a couple of features over the last couple of days. Obviously had a Gatorade commercial, was a cover of GQ, and then had a Washington Post article. And this coming from the Washington Post, Lamar was talking about how the AFC Championship game was a disappointment, and said, quote, "I wish I was feeling like this body-wise in the AFC Championship. We would have won the game with me hurting. I know if my legs were good, we would have won. We're going to curse that shit. We wouldn't have even had to throw the ball. Fuck throwing the ball." Thank you.
Facts.
Big of me. This is not Locked On Ravens. We on the Ryan Ripken Show are not a family-friendly show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Hashtag cancel Kevin.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck off, Kevin.
Continue on. But so, Kevin, right there, the words, which were Kevin Ostreicher's words, not Lamar Jackson's.
Yep.
But in general, you're here. Clearly, Lamar dropped weight. That was a big conversation this offseason, right? He wanted to feel like he was Lamar from a few years back. But telling that, he said, look, I don't want to – there's no excuses. The Ravens lost the game. The Chiefs deserved to win the game. The Ravens did not. But I'm curious that Lamar really felt like that impacted his ability, Kev. And clearly he made it a priority in the offseason to try to fix that.
Yeah, I think also the big thing is Gordo Woodland of 105.7 The Fan actually quote tweeted after I had put the tweet out, and obviously the Washington Post and everything, and said that he had heard that after the AFC Championship game, Lamar was dealing with an injury, a lower leg injury, lower body throughout the game. So obviously Cordell said Lamar alluding to that here. There were a couple of plays in that championship game where he didn't really look like his speedy self. The one where he, on that, I think was a 4th down play, cut up and could have just run down the right sideline, but didn't beat L'Jarius Sneed and had to end up just falling down. And the play where he caught his own pass.
Yep.
Had one guy, Drew Tranquil, shoestring tackle. So it's, Lamar has always been very vocal that he likes throwing the ball. I think this was just him being upset about what happened in the championship game and him not being 100%. People are obviously taking the quote, of course, very calmly and collectively as people do
Reasonable.
on
Of
social
course.
media. Right?
Naturally.
Let me ask
100%.
you this though, like, did we know that he was not 100% healthy?
I
in the
don't
AFC
think so.
Championship game?
I don't
Like,
know.
why is this just coming out the night before
Well,
or the night of?
why it's coming out the night before? Because it's the storyline, it's the script, right? But in all seriousness,
But
it's
like,
all-
I mean, nobody
it's
was
timing.
intentionally like sitting on this for 6 months.
Well, I'm not saying that they were sitting on this, but sometimes in this world and this how things are, they seem to come out at what can be viewed at as the appropriate or
Opportune time.
opportune times. And it feels like that's it. You're playing the Chiefs. You want to add a little more fuel to the fire, right, Kev? Like that's just what it seems to me. But I mean, Lamar was running well in the Texans game in the divisional round, so you wouldn't have thought anything differently.
Right.
Clearly something must have happened, transpired. And again, no one's making excuse here for last year. The Ravens lost the damn game.
Right.
They didn't execute. You fumbled at the goal line. You didn't execute on third downs earlier in the game. Obviously, you didn't run the football well, didn't run the football much. That's a part of it, right? So we're not making excuses. But Kevin, appreciate you giving us the context. And I actually saw someone say, Kevin, hair striker, looking good, hair striker.
Yeah, a little haircut action
Yeah,
going on.
again, I feel lighter. I lost like five pounds of hair.
Oh, baby.
Hey,
So,
we also got a donation from D Porter.
Oh, D Porter.
1999, bro.
Kevin, get up. Kevin, I know it's hard for you to get out of the chair.
There's more air between me and the ground
know what-
than Zach.
You know what I realized is you got shorter when you stood up.
Yeah, he did. I did too. I noticed that too.
Yeah, baby. Hey, D Porter, we appreciate you. And D Porter says, let's go Ravens. This season is dedicated to number 12. Win it all for him. He's talking about Jacoby Jones. And the Ravens have dedicated now to two people, the coach Joe D and Jacoby Jones. And may they both rest in peace. Both made tremendous impacts on the Baltimore Ravens community, the football community, and it stretched beyond just what happened on the field. So I know that the Ravens have heavy hearts, but they also are going to go out there to try to make them proud and make the community and city represent exactly what they embodied. So I cannot wait. This is going to be a great game here. And just seeing it with where I just have saying they have stickers on the helmets as well. I mean, it's obviously a small gesture, but it's nice to continue to remember of the people that impacted those, and they definitely had an impact on the Ravens community. Well, guys, again, you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. If you're not, I see a lot of regulars in there. Well, welcome back. Our first show of the Ravens season. Truly, we actually did one little like rerun, or we worked it out, some things, the preseason show.
Oh, yeah.
Did a little
We had a dry run.
dry run's the word.
I heard people were betting on my my appearances.
They
whether I was
were
going to show up or not.
Oh, really?
To that
one, not
in the
tonight.
chat.
Because
Because it was early.
I was going to say too, Ryan, that this is kind of like our official anniversary. I mean, obviously our first episode ever was back in June, but this is kind of like their first week, our official 1 year of like actually taking this seriously and treating it like a business and going balls deep on this show. So congrats to you, my man. Congrats to Zach. Zach came in about 2-3 weeks later. And
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think we're coming up on 1 year for me. I think it was like October 10th or something. It was the first week of October, whatever the game before the Rangers game.
Yeah,
That's
that was a
crazy
tough
hate coming
scene.
on.
That was a tough scene.
But in all honesty, though, really, Brad, cheers to you. Cheers to us.
Yeah.
Cheers to our group here, Kevin, Zach, and Rocco that's not here. But the biggest cheers is to all of you guys. Honestly, Brad and I last year in September, we decided if we're going to give this a real shot, we're going to commit to twice a week. And heck, we were talking just, let's talk football, see what happens. And we had a community start to grow in the process. And we saw what it could become. We committed to a baseball season, learned a lot, still not a finished product, and our community continued to expand. And here we are right now, 1 year later, where we've come from. And it all starts with you all that made this possible. And for our channel members specifically, the Rips Good Kids, thank you. And last night had a Holy Shirts and Pants members draft. the ones like I told you guys last night for the ones that drafted. It really means the world to us.
Mm-hmm.
You guys and your support has helped us grow to this. If you watched the first show that Brad and I ever did, we had 6 people in there. Joe, you were one of them. Rick was another. And then maybe we just had some friends or family that rounded out the 6. And here we are now getting full coverage, and we got so many more plans for you all, and we are only going to make the content better. And if you are looking to join the channel here, the Ryan Ripken Show, being a good kid or a Holy Shirts and Pants member, click that join button next to, I think it's right below right there, Brad.
Right next to subscribe.
Right there next to subscribe, and join the Ryan Ripken Show channel members, and everything that you've seen, it goes right back into making this product better. Guys, and you know what, Bear Arms, this is what we love. This is why we do it. Thank you saying that we're killing it. We know we can be better, but we love the fact that you love this. Genuine people who genuinely love our teams. We can speak about being genuine minus Kevin, but everyone else is through and through. Just kidding. Kevin's is a weird guy.
Fake ass.
But he's our weird guy over there.
Look at his prop for today.
And you know what?
It's not a prop. This is the evolution of the desk. So now you know about the metal crab, all right? That's a mainstay. We're going to have to name it something. But we now have a globe. And so the idea is that we spin the globe, all right? And wherever it lands,
Kevin
if the Ravens
goes.
lose, I have to travel.
Yep. If the
That's
Ravens
actually
lose.
not happening, but just for fun.
No, we're going to spin that puppy today
right.
in a little bit here. But before we get into our first segment here on the Ravens previews, Victoria, behave.
Let's go.
Behave.
Oh, appreciate that.
Kevin, what's the movie? Oh, behave.
Austin Powers. I
Boom,
know that one.
baby.
Come on, I'm 2 for 2 today. I've always been 100% on all my challenges.
Shut up.
Which, by the way, I want to get this. I say this with Zach.
Just another quantum wave function. Say that 10 times fast, baby.
Thank you. I have to get this in very quickly.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Kevin, you want to get it out?
All right. Scene. We know the 999 challenge. I'm doing the 18-9 challenge. I'm going to eat 18 corn dogs.
He thinks he's eating
over 9
18
innings.
corn dogs.
18 corn dogs. My body
in one bite each.
No. My body can only physically handle 1 hot dog.
But it can
I
handle
eat
18.
18 corn dogs.
18.
I'm sorry.
Imagine that one corn dog per half inning with 1 beer to wash it down. That's easy money.
There is no way that
That's
body
easy
is
money.
taking down
No,
18 corn dogs.
That's easy money.
That's almost half of
That's
his
easy.
body weight in corn dogs.
I got to be honest here. Let's be transparent. Let's be real. Kevin, what the hell? Where do they all go? We know the stick disappears. What happens after you go?
We're going to have an official stick guard.
Oh, that
All
doesn't
right,
sound good.
guard.
What
We're
the
going to
hell?
make sure that none of them disappear.
What the hell's a stick?
It's to count the sticks so we
there
know
was
he's not
proof.
cheating.
Like
So
when I
Kevin's gonna
had the
take-
potatoes and they were apples.
So this is what we're gonna do, Kevin. Kevin's gonna have 18 corn dogs in 18 bites. 1 bite each for each corn dog.
I don't know. Okay, maybe not 1 bite each, but
I don't know. Kevin,
Everyone knows the rules.
take a man bite, Kevin. Take
Man.
a man bite. You're a good kid, fellas. Before we dive into one of our first segments here, just kind of previewing then this game a little bit. Heard from Nick Moore. We mentioned a little bit about what we just accomplished here for ourselves. Thank you for dealing with us as always. But guys, let's take a ride on our Adams Jeep of Maryland here as we go into what things to look forward to tonight in the Ravens and Chiefs. And guys, it feels good to be riding into game day here. It's fantastic. It is absolutely fantastic here. Kevin, how you doing? That's you. Oh, you're like, is it because we had a little bit of Luda
Yeah, exactly.
going? When I move, you move.
Move,
like
bitch.
that.
Get out the way.
Oh, we didn't play that one. Not yet.
Well, he's riding in his car. So
That's true.
Well, I guess you could. Well, if Rocco's in the car too. Well, if that's me on the parkway.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is
that
me
is
on
you
the
on the
parkway.
parkway for sure.
There
Uh-oh.
he is. Well, that's
Uh-oh.
almost previewing what we're about to talk about here, Zach.
I saw a British Raven asking what we're rocking tonight.
There you go.
Boom, baby.
We got some good kids. And you know what? Some of the best kids out there is Adams Jeep of Maryland up in Aberdeen. The Dean, one of our original sponsors, helping us get all this off the ground. They are up there just a few minutes down from the Aberdeen Ironbirds Stadium there. It's got a different name, but the Ironbirds play there. And for all of our listeners out there and viewers, you go up and say hi to Chuck and Matt at Adams Jeep in Aberdeen, and you use the phrase, I love the Ryan Ripken Show, or Rocco sucks. They'll give you,
Sucks.
with the purchase of a used car there, used Jeep, you get up to $1,000 in gas money, gas card.
Gas money, yo.
Gas money. Cash money. How about gas? Cash money? Gas money.
Gas money.
Adams Jeep of Maryland and Aberdeen. We love them in the Dean, the dirty Dean, baby. Guys, we had a chance to sit down with Q, with Kadri. And again, it's to get the pronunciation right, Ismail, right?
Ismail, yep. Ismail.
Ismail, right?
Yep. There you go.
Ismail.
We like to call him Q, though. And Q is, first off, one of the most genuine guys you're going to be around. The next thing that we love with him, he knows his stuff.
He's a talker.
He's a talker, but he is a guy that when he talks, I listen.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that then and there.
Absolutely.
And Q was able to join us, which he will join us this season every week to break
That's
down
so dope.
the Ravens. And even after this game's over, stop traffic. Guess what we got coming up? Q is we're going to have a mailbag, Kevin, for everyone out there to then talk about what happened in the previous game. So we can't wait. That's starting here after week 1. So you guys tune in for that.
Also,
every
week we will have Nick Moore on the show in some form or fashion.
Yes, we will.
So this Monday, Nick Moore, long snapper of the Ravens. We are starting his Pro Bowl campaign starts tonight, but he's also going to be joining us each and every week on Mondays, and just might bring some special guests along with him.
Ooh.
He might. People helping people. We'll see what happens there.
There might be some big dudes he's bringing with him.
There could be. There could be a lot of things in the works here with us. Can't wait for that. So
we just have some new people rolling in, so I wanted to reiterate that.
I love it. You know what else I love is that we had some great breakdowns with Q, and you guys can go watch the other videos as well. We're going to show you some of the clips. First one being, as we know, and I think we have them already in here for the most part, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
Let's start with the first one here with Zach's jersey, Kyle Hamilton.
Oh.
We already know how great Kyle is. You saw his playmaking ability on full display last year. Talked with Q about how he can be the chess piece here for the Baltimore Ravens, and Zach Orr coaches his first game as defensive coordinator in the regular season of the Baltimore Ravens. So let's play that clip of Q talking about Kyle Hamilton. Have to try to keep up with Patrick Mahomes and that group and Andy Reid. But Kevin, Q, that's easier said than done.
Yeah, I mean, the Ravens went internal on their hire with Zach Orr because they believe in him. And the fact that he does have, this is not a guy that is just bare to NFL experience. Obviously played for 3 years in a prominent role for the Ravens as an undrafted free agent. And the Ravens have a system in place that they love. I mean, obviously you go back years and years with the inside linebacker coaches being promoted to defensive coordinator. It's Zach Orr, Mike McDonald, Don Martindale, Dean Pease. It's a trend. And so while Zach Orr is going to have his style of defense, it's his group now, there are things that are familiar with the McDonald system, the Martindale system, the Pease system that have stayed consistent. And I think a lot of that, they didn't show a lot during the preseason because they don't want to put their whole playbook out there. But I think you can go back to this AFC Championship game and see some nuances that we could see again in 2024.
Well, and one for sure that we're going to see, because it's been one of the best duos in the NFL. Q, it's Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. They're still there, and they are still as lethal as ever.
Yeah, they are. And this particular play is something that I know when you talk about what Andy Reid likes to do. He likes to go ahead and give Patrick Mahomes and obviously his security blanket and Travis Kelce an opportunity to make plays. Who are they making it on? They're making it on what I believe is going to be the ultimate chess piece in Kyle Hamilton and Zach Orr's defense. Now, that being said, that I think this play, go ahead and run it. We saw it where there was a good matchup, man-to-man, where Kyle Hamilton comes down. He's covering on a little out and up. That's great coverage. If you pause that, go ahead and just, if you get a chance, go ahead and run it back. Cool. If not, no worries.
I got you.
Mm-hmm. Right here, pause it. I mean, that's as good as it gets. That's like you're covered, you're done. But you're talking about one of the greatest of all times. He's in his prime. He's throwing it only where Travis Kelce can make a play. And so while Kyle Hamilton, the ultimate chess piece, is in position, well, we're talking about an opportunity for Travis Kelce to make Kyle Hamilton look bad.
Q, can you just talk a little bit about in the situations here of it's a back shoulder throw, but that's chemistry that you build up with in that situation, right? You got to be almost on the same wavelength for this to be executed, but they have been for, it feels like, it's been forever this duo has been running, but you can see that they're completely in sync. And sometimes when you just execute so well, there's only so much you can do.
On the flip side of it, from more of a Ravens-centric aspect of things, I mean, we've seen this with Mark Andrews and Lamar Jackson as well. So, yes, chemistry is critical. They have the ultimate chemistry. They knew that, yes, we're going to go ahead and try this matchup. From a chess piece aspect of things, Kyle Hamilton unfortunately lost this. But I think if we continue to go ahead and let this play out and go to the next play, I don't think, number one, I think in this offseason, I think Kyle Hamilton throughout training camp has done a remarkable job of playing a lot of man-to-man in different scenarios throughout training camp. I think he's more seasoned, more ready to handle the challenge of facing Travis Kelce again. And Zach Orr, part of what makes his defense so awesome to begin with, it's a nameless, faceless defense. You're not talking about the traditional, hey, two linebackers in the middle. You got guys in a front. Well, in this particular case, you're going to have guys with their hands in the dirt, but you're also going to have guys overloading from different spots. Again, as much as we talk about Kyle Hamilton on the one play, let's give him some love. In this particular game against a very good, talented quarterback in Deshaun Watson. Let's go ahead and flip the script on this one. And you're talking about up here. Let me go ahead and make sure everybody can see it up here up top. You're talking about Kyle Hamilton doing an amazing job of reading Deshaun Watson's eyes. As much as he wanted to go ahead and throw it to the flat, he baited Watson into this throw and go ahead and play that. And you'll just see where now you got the ultimate chess piece on the blitz, tipping the ball. And I think as much as we talk about Kyle Hamilton, we're talking about Kyle Hamilton. We're talking about Roquan Smith, Agent Zero. Now let's go ahead and take out PQ, add in number 23, Trenton Simpson, into the mix. There's enough talent on this team. I think at the same time, you talk about seeing Patrick Mahomes last year, but now, again, this rematch, I know it's different circumstances, new year and all that, but I like the pieces, the new pieces in Simpson, but also the guys that are there now in Zach Orr's defense. I believe that they're going to be ready to show some different looks to what Patrick Mahomes is going to be seeing, and it's going to be a very challenging time for Patrick Mahomes in his home stadium.
And you know what I heard Zach Orr talk about was it's not about defending the Chiefs on the first play. It's the second, third, fourth. Yes. And how do you adapt throughout the game? But one thing that we know, they got playmakers, in the Ravens, at every level of the defense. You got Matabike in the middle. You just mentioned Roquan Smith. Then you got three safeties that have experience. Marcus Williams is a ball hawk. Yes. You got Kyle Hamilton, playmaker. And then don't sleep on the veteran Eddie Jackson. But, Kevin, we've seen a lot of good reports for us to wrap this up. Q mentioned number 23, Trent Simpson. It's a guy that the Ravens, knowing that Patrick Queen was probably walking, and yeah, he got his bag. Good for him. That's the business. Yeah. But the Ravens really like Trent Simpson.
No, they absolutely do, and they should. Throughout the preseason, showed an impressive way to get to the football, be around the football, and to me, has that sideline-to-sideline speed, the versatility that you need from a linebacker. And when you're replacing a guy like Patrick Queen, it's a matter of being able to do your job effectively next to Roquan Smith. And I know, Q, you have your tide raising all ships for Roquan, but that's what he does. He elevates everybody. And so for Trenton Simpson, first main NFL action, but his auditions, which was that Week 18 Pittsburgh game, and then the preseason have looked really good so far.
I agree. This is just the first aspect of this. And if you guys like this breakdown here with us, hit that like and subscribe. So as you guys can see, that was a full breakdown, and we're still working on smoothing all that out. But I got to tell you what, first time out doing it, when we had all the camera issues beforehand, holy shirts and pants, we didn't have Brad here to help fix it for us. turned out pretty good overall. But the bigger part of it was the content.
Yeah.
And you want to talk about who knows ball? Hashtag Q knows ball, man.
Yeah.
Dude knows. And for us, you heard it right there. Kyle Hamilton specifically was the key piece of that. Look, Travis Kelce, we know that duo with Patrick Mahomes and him, it's lethal. They are on the same wavelength. They know what they're doing constantly. But Zach, Kyle Hamilton, we saw in that play, great defense, better offense, but Kyle Hamilton in general, he can do so many different things, and that's got to be a really exciting piece for a first-time defensive coordinator.
Yeah, and I think one of the funniest agendas, like, I don't even know the word to put it, but just the fact that people think Kyle Hamilton had a bad game in the AFC Championship. Kyle Hamilton played picture-perfect coverage on Travis Kelce in that play that Q broke down. What's the difference? You have one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time connecting with one of the greatest tight ends of all time. They do this every single day. It was a perfect throw, perfect catch, and it just beat perfect defense. Kyle Hamilton is the Swiss Army knife. He is the difference maker in this team. Especially, we've talked about before, the addition of Eddie Jackson, Marcus Williams back there. If you allow those two to sit back and play the more traditional safety roles, and you allow Kyle Hamilton to go and rover, play that positionless defense, that's when he's most dangerous. That's when you see Kyle Hamilton become that playmaker that we all know and love.
And right there, Kyle Hamilton, the evolution. We're even now another year removed from everyone in the beginning of Kyle's rookie season going, he's a bust. He's too big to be able to play safety. I'll tell you what, he learned and progressed just like all rookies do. And the ones that turn out to be great are the ones that continue to adapt. And Kyle Hamilton, no doubt, did in year one. Last year, he was spectacular. It felt like he just was around the ball. He could do it all. He could rush the quarterback like you just saw in that clip to Deshaun Watson, get his hands up in the air and make a play. And he can go and cover some of the toughest assignments. And he's not afraid to get down and do the dirty work coming up to the line of scrimmage. But Kevin, we did talk about with this Ravens team and Q in that last photo, you got Kyle Hamilton. You got Roquan Smith. We just mentioned Justin Madubuike, but the buzz is growing even louder for Trenton Simpson, and it looks like he is ready to rock and roll. And Kevin, a lot of people spoke highly of him last year to end the season, but they feel very good about him opening up the year with the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, and I think part of this too is, Patrick Queen grew a lot as a player over his time with the Ravens, especially over those last couple of years with Roquan Smith there. But I also think the big part for me is that Trenton Simpson has a couple of different areas in his skill set that Patrick Queen kind of had is almost a weakness. And the big part there is in pass coverage. Trenton Simpson is a very good cover linebacker, and that's something that despite all the areas Patrick Queen improved in, that's one that he couldn't really quite figure out. And so when you're talking about the Ravens historically, covering guys like Travis Kelce and George Kittle and those tight ends or running backs out of the backfield, they've had trouble finding guys to match up with those players. Now, Roquan is a very good cover linebacker himself, and he masked some of those weaknesses that Patrick Queen had. But now you have two good cover linebackers. Trenton Simpson is a versatile player that can play up at the line. He can obviously do his thing and is a run defender too. He's able to shoot his gaps very effectively using his speed. So I don't expect there to be much of a drop-off, and that's not an indictment on Patrick Queen. I think he's a very good player, but I just think that with Trenton Simpson in a bigger role, we've seen his audition tapes. That Week 18 game against Pittsburgh, obviously the preseason, he looked very good. There might be some growing pains here and there, as I think there will be with a lot of the Ravens youth, but by the end of the season, I think we'll be sitting here and we'll be talking about how good of a year Trenton Simpson had.
He's got a great opportunity, and I love that Patrick Queen even said, I was always in his corner.
Yep.
I want to see the guy succeed. That's the thing we're talking about in the business world, right? In the business of sports. And even though I know a lot of Patrick Queen, he brought it upon himself a little bit this offseason, obviously, but he genuinely cares. And he had a lot of great things to say about Trenton Simpson. The Ravens have as well. He's got a great skill set, tough first matchup, but a great possibility and great opportunity ahead for him. Before we dive continuing into more, I know we had a super in here, pocket watch. You got it for me, Brad? Pocket watch glasses on, baby. Yeah, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you. That's it. Confession time, Pocket Watch. It's all right. Your secret is safe with us and everyone here at the Ryan Ripken Show community. You're saying I've never had an NFL team to be a fan of. Always been a college football fan. In honor of Kevin and Zach React and that Rip guy, I'm that Rip guy. I'm going to pull for the Ravens this year. Go Ravens, baby.
Let's go.
There we go, Pocket Watch.
Come now.
Love it.
Come now. You got to pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up. That's great. End scene. We'll actually get it down to like maybe 4 or 5 pumps. More than Hinkle and
20.
McCrinkleberry, where you're doing the pumps with the hips, which we're not going to do down there. But if you guys seen that sketch?
Yes.
You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And people in the chat, I see that you are amped.
I know this chat is freaking lit right
love
now.
it. We live for this. Show us how excited you are. We're amped up in the studio. We're so amped up. Kevin's going to spin the globe here in a few minutes. And I see some Chiefs fans in here. And look, hey, how you doing? We're a friendly bunch. We hope the Chiefs lose tonight, but we're glad you're tuning in with us because at the end of the day, we're about having a good time. Our friends Our friends Deep Eddy Vodka are all about having a good time. And actually, starting next week, first Ravens home game, we are doing our Deep Eddy giveaways. That means one of our lucky subscribers to the Ryan Ripken Show channel is going to have a chance to win whatever the crush of the week, that plus a Deep Eddy gift basket on top of it.
Hashtag crush of the week.
Hashtag crush of the week in our new segment that we're going to have where we're going to need Rocco for it. And that's just one element of it. Cannot wait. And yes, I saw someone ask, can you have Deep Eddy at the Iron Rooster? You're damn right. And,
Hell yeah.
and I'll tell you what, man. Kyle is too good to us. The Iron Rooster is just good people. If you want a good meal, and that's, I mean, look, they're unbelievable. People helping people. This box is amazing. And by the way, we got a lot more Maryland content here for all those that are wondering. It's going to be a lot of fun. This year is going to be a blast. So stay tuned. We got a lot with Deep Eddy coming up. We are now, if I do my math correctly, we're about 2.5 hours, 2 hours and 37 minutes away. We got a long time, but we are here for a good time. So if you're new to the channel for the first time, hit that like and subscribe button. This is the Ryan Ripken Show. We go live every Monday and Thursday, and for football Sundays when the Ravens are playing. And we are based in the Baltimore region, but we love talking sports. We're going to talk Orioles here for the rest of the season and for the Ravens and College Park at the University of Maryland, maybe sprinkle in some Commanders and around NFL and baseball news. But for tonight, it's all about the Ravens and Chiefs. That's all it's about. We love it, and I can always count on Laura to hit that, ask people to like and subscribe and become a member. Laura's fantastic, and we do have a Discord. If you guys want to be a part of the Discord group, we'll put that link in there, but I do warn you, it gets a little crazy in there, but we have a fantastic community. Shout out Rolling with Rock, by the way, who got that Discord going for us. And the cool thing was, Brad, Rolling with Rock just liked what we were doing, and he wanted to just help the community. He wanted to help build something. That's what we're about here. People helping people, baby. People helping people. I'll tell you what, tonight.
You can join this for free, by the way.
It's a free Discord.
Putting it in the chat right now.
Yeah, am I the only one? Yeah, is Kevin sexual? No.
What?
Wait, you didn't know that was in the song?
Yeah, that's the next
No,
line.
because I know that song, and it's they only say yeah. So actually, you are wrong, and you need to step.
Why
in
is
my
the mic
office.
bigger?
Yeah,
than
why
your
did you
face?
move it, by the way?
Because I was
It's-
like doing.
You're
this.
trying to imagine.
But now you're eating
that
it.
looks worse.
Okay,
No,
hold
it's
on.
it's not a corn dog.
Yeah, speaking
Kevin.
of sexual,
Okay, what about this? This better?
That's better.
as long as it
better?
doesn't cover your whole face, like that's the problem. God, how long have you been doing this?
We don't know. While Kevin's fixing this, Brad, why don't we talk about, we're talking about people helping people. Well, I'll tell you what, we love to give credit to other teams. We do.
Yeah.
And the Kansas City Chiefs are a damn good football team. 2-time defending NFL champs. They have the best quarterback.
Yeah,
Two-time defend.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, he is the best quarterback in the NFL. I think Lamar Jackson can go toe-to-toe with anybody, including Patrick, but you got to give him his flowers. Andy Reid and that coaching staff, spectacular. But there is a player on the Chiefs that doesn't always get the credit, and no, it is not Travis Kelce. It's a player on the defensive side that truly wrecks the game. And actually, I'm going to pull up a video here because talking to Q and talking to Kevin, this was actually the number one priority that the Ravens have to be aware of in this opening game.
Has to be the guy you key in on here. Double teams, chips, whatever it is to get him off of his spots and to keep him away from Lamar Jackson, Derrick Henry, and that Ravens offense.
Well, and there's the point right there. You mentioned Chris Jones, game wrecker, and Q, priority for this game. Where is it to stop or neutralize Chris Jones and this Chiefs defense? Where does that stand?
I think it has to be priority number one. Tyler Linderbaum had his issues in camp as far as his neck, and hopefully he's back healthy. I know he had a strong week of practice, but he's such a force in the interior. And you're talking about Voorhees, who's a rookie. You're talking about Linderbaum, who, while he's that right tackle, you can look at Fa'alele. So what Steve Spagnuolo is going to do is he's going to put a lot of guys in the box, and it's about whether or not you can identify where Chris Jones is at and what blocking scheme is going to be effective against him. I think that is the priority.
So right there, of all the things, priority number one is containing Chris Jones. Don't let him be the game wrecker, because there was a reason why the Chiefs made sure that they got that contract figured out before last season with Chris. Game after game continues to be a problem and an impact force for Kansas City. And especially now, guys, the one question going into this game for Baltimore of everything is the shuffling around the offensive line. They've had a lot of moving parts. A couple of Ravens are now Jets, Kevin, and they're trying to figure out who's filling in the pieces. Q did allude to that Tyler Linderbaum had been dealing with a neck issue. Obviously, when he's healthy, he is one of the best centers, if not the best in football. Ronnie Stanley's played really well, but, I mean, I don't know who wants to start. Kevin, you can start with it because you've been locked on Ravens for it if you want to check it out. Government name. The offensive line is probably the one thing that we are looking to see in this matchup.
Yeah, and I've talked about this on Locked On Ravens a ton, and especially Q and I actually did an episode a couple of weeks ago where we talked about the potential of this line, but also the risks that come with it. And when you lose 60% of your line, obviously it's never going to be easy in terms of just starting off the year and having everything all figured out. There are going to be some growing pains when it comes to this offensive line, particularly because it's a lot of youth. I mean, again, you have the unofficial depth chart come out for the Ravens, and it's Voorhees, it's Fa'alele, and it's Patrick McCary. And while McCary is somebody who has stepped up and played really well wherever he's asked to play, there are some durability concerns with him so as he can be able to hold up for the entire season. Roger Rosengarten would obviously be the guy to step in if not for him. But they also have been dealing with a bunch of shuffling throughout training camp. It reminds me almost of 2021 or 2022. Yeah, 2022. When they signed Kevin Zeitler, he had to miss time. Bradley Bozeman had to miss time. Ronnie Stanley was still coming back from his injury, and they could never really get continuity going. Well, Linderbaum misses a bunch of training camp this year. They were going with Ben Cleveland at center, and he was, there was Fa'alele, and then Rosengarten was getting the ones, and then McCary was getting the ones. So I don't expect it to be perfect off the bat. But if you want to win this game against Kansas City, you have to open up those rushing lanes for Derrick Henry, neutralize Chris Jones, George Karlaftis in that Chiefs front, and give Lamar Jackson time to throw the football.
Yeah, and that's at the end of the day, you can talk all you want about the playmakers that the Ravens have, and it helps the offensive line having Lamar Jackson, right? The ability to escape, the ability to run, and having Derrick Henry, but you got to be able to keep a clean pocket. You got to be able to allow for plays to develop here and for the Ravens to showcase what else that they can do. Offensive line is key for them. I'm really excited about Ronnie Stanley, though, guys. I think overall, we know it's been a tough road for Ronnie over the last few years, rough with the injuries. So far, Zach, you got to be happy with it. And, man, would that be a huge boost for the Ravens if we can see Ronnie start to resemble, doesn't have to be what he was, but be a very key component.
Yeah, and the question with Ronnie Stanley has never been talent, especially over the past few years. People know what talent is there. It's always been, is Ronnie Stanley healthy? Is he 100%? You've seen over the past few seasons, there are games where he's 100% and he looks, like you said, maybe not towards the top 2-3 left tackle in the league, Ronnie Stanley, that he was a few years ago. But you've gotten to the point where Ronnie Stanley, if he's 100%, if he's playing healthy, which I think we hopefully are seeing tonight and this season, Ronnie Stanley's still a top, I'm going to say, 8, top 6 left tackle in football when he's healthy. So he's really a guy, he's an anchor. You need, especially with all this inexperience on the offensive line, you got young guys. You got guys who haven't really gotten a chance to start in the NFL. You're relying on your 2 anchors, Linderbaum and Ronnie Stanley. You need those guys to be as good as possible to take pressure off the young guys like Voorhees coming in. Falalele is coming in. We'll see if McCary or Rosengarten. I think that it's going to be McCary.
I don't think they've released it. I think the unofficial depth chart says McCary.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens. But with that, you really need your experienced guys to step up and be the kind of leaders of that group.
I agree. I'm sorry. The name is fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, let's go. Locked on Kevin with the Kevin's Fish
Fetish
name.
Say that.
Which, by the way, I don't have. But
well, I don't know, but you know what?
Oh,
Joey.
Joey. Gotta stand up.
Who? Yeah, Kevin, get up.
there's
Get
so
me
much.
taller.
There's such a big fall for me. All right, here.
Woo!
It's hard being the only one under 6 feet here.
Maybe under 5'5" too.
Yeah.
Factually inaccurate. I'm 5.
Tell him, Kevin.
I'm 5'6" and 24/25, so I round up to 5'7".
Oh my goodness. Hey, you know what?
Also, yes, we are Kevin and Zach React.
Yes,
so
we are.
so that's a good time to talk about this for just a second here. If you're new to this channel, hit that like and subscribe button. This is the Ryan Ripken Show. We do this every Monday and Thursday, and we will do special pregame shows every Ravens game. So when they play on Sundays, we'll be on Sunday. We are Baltimore, Maryland based, so we're going to talk a lot of sports here. The Orioles, obviously, we're going to talk a lot of baseball. We're going to talk a lot of football. Tonight's all football because of the big game. But we have a lot of other interviews, which we actually will preview on this show tonight, so you guys can all see. But we also are the part of the Ryan Ripken Media. Kevin likes to use the word empire. I like to use the word network. Kevin and Zach React is a part of the Ryan Ripken Media Network here. And so you see Kevin and Zach live after every Orioles post game. And what the hell are you doing?
Vibing?
Oh, sugar. You know what? I don't want to kill your vibe there.
Thank you.
Is that, but at least do you know the scene that you're talking about? Actually, before I finish that, I want to say Kevin and Zach reacts after every Orioles and Ravens post game. Go check out the channel. They are a part of the Ryan Ripken Media and the Ryan Ripken Show. We're doing it here. Now, I want to talk about this for a second. Can you do the Happy Gilmore? It's all in the hips.
Yeah.
You can't not wear the shirt and not be able to do it.
Happy Gilmore is one of my favorite, especially Adam Sandler movies. That's why I got the shirt.
Yeah. Why don't you stand up and show me real quickly? Can you do It's All in the Hips? It's all in the hips. It's all there. It is. Perfect.
Hey, speaking of killing the vibe, I wanted to bring this up because this is a good time to bring it up. It's not worth bringing up next week. But Paul Pierce, Locked On Kevin, actually put this up earlier today or yesterday.
Yesterday.
I'm not going to play it because Fox loves to demonetize us whenever we share their content. But I will quote this. So Paul Pierce was on Speak on Fox's Speak and said this about Lamar Jackson. He said, "I think for him to be the face of the league, he's got to be out of Baltimore. If Lamar was on Dallas right now, he'd be the face of the league. People don't know a lot about Baltimore, and people don't talk about Baltimore." He was talking to Keyshawn Johnson about this on the Speak show, and I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on this because I understand a little bit about where he's coming from as far as Lamar being the face of the NFL because he really just hasn't been that guy. But I don't think that that's just not Lamar's personality either.
Mm.
I think that he doesn't necessarily need to be the face of the NFL. I think that he'll take it once, he wins the Super Bowl. I think that it's kind of inevitable that he'll become the face of the league. But there's a guy on the other side of the ball tonight by the name of Patrick Mahomes, who's the face of the league. I would make that argument. But Dak Prescott is not the face of the league, who's the Cowboys quarterback. I just don't know if this is entirely accurate, but I kind of understand that Lamar isn't the face of the league right now, but it doesn't mean he can't be with the Ravens.
Well, it's a couple things. First off, since we're sticking with Happy Gilmore, the price is wrong, Paul. It's not the case there. I think that we're in an era here where Patrick Mahomes, as long as he plays at the level that he plays, it's going to be considered, Mahomes' league, probably. But I don't know many other players that you can put above Lamar Jackson as far as how he can be branded. That's why he's talked about so much, in my opinion. How do you talk about a guy that is not the face of a league as much as they do with Lamar Jackson? If you think about that, they talk about Lamar and criticize Lamar more than any other quarterback in the NFL. So to me, clearly, a lot of people have opinions about him, but the other part is he is one of the best players. He's a 2-time MVP. And right now, the only quarterback accolade-wise that's active that has a better awards or accolades is Patrick Mahomes. And then you can give it to Matthew Stafford with the one Super Bowl. But Tom Brady's no longer playing, right? And Joe Burrow is a solid quarterback in the playoffs. Give him his props. But outside of those guys, and Josh Allen, I like Josh Allen a lot. It's no knock to him. But Lamar Jackson's proven. Yeah. And I think that that's the biggest part of it. I hate having the conversation every other day about all of this. I get what he's trying to say with Baltimore. But if you win, I think that it's going to take care of itself of where it is I understand saying that. Is he trying to say Baltimore is a small market and that's why?
Potentially, but Ray Lewis was the face of the league for a while.
He's the face of the defenses. I'll say this. He was one of the faces.
Yeah. I
would argue that Lamar is already one of the faces.
Yeah, without a doubt.
I think that there was definitely multiple faces in the league when Ray Lewis was there, but he was clearly a face of the league. It was Ray, Ed Reed, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady, Drew Brees, all those guys were faces of the NFL that were talked about on a regular basis. And one of those guys just so happened to play for the Baltimore Ravens for his entire career for 17 years.
Yeah, this is a basketball take. This is an NBA take, because in the NBA, if you're a star player, they immediately ship you out to LA, they ship you to New York, they ship you to Miami, and that's where they want you to play. They want you to be a Laker, they want you to be a Knick, they want you to be a Miami Heat player. That's what the NBA does. The NBA has to put their biggest stars in their biggest market. The face of the league, Patrick Mahomes, plays in Kansas City. Another one, Joe Burrow, plays in Cincinnati. Another one, Josh Allen, plays in Buffalo. This ain't the NBA. This isn't, we have to go send every good player to the Cowboys. This isn't, we have to send every good player to the Rams. The NFL is so entirely different. You don't need to be in a big market to showcase these guys. It's an NBA take. He was making an NBA take about NFL players, and that's why it came off just so poorly, because that's not how the NFL works. It doesn't matter where you are. The league is such a massive brand by itself. If you're a good player, it doesn't matter where you play.
In the NFL especially, because the NFL is the biggest sports.
Football is king.
Business.
Right.
Now in the NBA, there is one player that's not in a huge market, but still, the NBA has big markets overall. But Giannis on Milwaukee. So I'm saying if that's the one, but
and Rayman actually brings up a good point. And I mean, Calvin was the face was the face of the MLB for in a quote unquote small market. I mean, to be fair, there for
and again, it becomes the opportunity of what happens here, and for him, it was at a time when he was playing where baseball felt like a crossroads. They were trying to bring it back, and it was a perfect storm of that. And also Calvin did pretty good for himself for his career.
And I think at the time that he was the quote unquote face of the leagues, the O's weren't exactly great, and they weren't great that entire time. So I mean, it wasn't even that he had to win a championship to be that person. And Lamar doesn't. I don't know if Lamar actually has to win a Super Bowl to be that either.
No, I already think that Lamar is one of the faces of the league, and that's he's. I don't think there's ever going to
He's
be
the second best quarterback in the league, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's
agree.
only one other quarterback that you can actually with wholeheartedly. We can have arguments about others. Patrick, I think you got to keep it one for what he's done,
One.
and it's one.
No doubt.
There's no doubt. We're not even doubting that. So,
No.
and hopefully, as some Chiefs fans come back, hey, we're giving you guys props. We are very objective with that, but just be objective about Lamar Jackson. That's it. What you got, Zach?
Is it not, though, poetic and just so incredible that Paul Pierce makes those comments about how Lamar Jackson is not a face of the NFL, and then literally the day it comes out, Gatorade drops a commercial with Lamar Jackson as the star, and then the next day GQ magazine drops all the Lamar Jackson stuff. Talk about just impeccable timing by Paul Pierce. Just within 36 hours, every single argument he made was just it already was baseless. But then it's just like incredible timing. He says that, and then Gatorade's like, actually, that's funny because our entire fall campaign is around Lamar Jackson, and then GQ had that series as well.
Yeah, I like this too by Chris Evans, who says that Ken Griffey Jr. was the face of the MLB for playing in Seattle. Talk about small market.
The kid, baby.
Yeah.
If you are that talented, doesn't matter the market.
Doesn't matter.
No, it
Does not
doesn't.
matter.
No.
And for the Baltimore Ravens, they have one of the faces of football, just like the Kansas City has one in Patrick Mahomes. You could probably argue they have two with Travis Kelce, with everything that's transpired. Obviously, one of the best players in the league, going to go down as one of the best tight ends in all of football. And it's a lot of good fun. And you know what's a lot of fun? Being here with you guys on this Thursday night, opening night, Ravens Chiefs. We're keeping the energy up. Maybe it's a good time to take a spin on Kevin's globe here to see where we end up.
See, we can make this a whole segment here.
We are. We're going to get a sponsor for this too.
All right. Yeah. That's
Spin-
what I'm talking about. All
Spin
right.
your partner round and round. End of the night, it's going down. Kevin, he doesn't know it.
It's Pitbull.
Yep.
Kesha.
It's going down. I'm yelling timber. You better move. You better dance. Boom, boom. What you got, Kevin?
Senegal.
Oh,
Senegal.
yeah, third
Look at
world
that.
country. Woo!
So you know what?
Actually, I did in middle school. We each got assigned countries, and mine was Senegal.
You know what we're gonna
this
do?
is a full circle moment for you.
On Senegal.
You know what
This
we're
is
gonna
like
do?
full circle.
You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna every time we do this, we should read it. We will have facts on. You should look up some facts of Senegal here. That's what we're gonna do each time. The more you know, the more you know. And for our Sky Cam here, you can look at our beautiful studio here, which we're working to continue to make better and better over and over. And again, the reason why we've been able to renovate is thanks to all of our channel members here. Thank you guys. You rock. Appreciate you guys.
Hit that join button next to subscribe to become part of the Holy Shirts and Pants Club, or you can just be a Rips Good Kid. That's fine too.
That's fine too.
Every little bit helps, but go ahead and hit that join button next to subscribe. We'd love to have you guys a part of the show.
Yes, you're damn right. And we got a great community. I'm already seeing Chris was joining in saying he loves the content. We saw him last week, earlier this week. Laura obviously has been with us for a while. And she's getting it. And the song was Timber, Kevin. The answer we're looking for.
I was
Timber.
I was looking up facts on
what
Senegal.
facts did you find, Kevin?
Well, it is actually located at the westernmost point of Africa in the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh,
It also is more of a flat land with sandy grounds. And there are 3 westbound rivers that cross the country: the
Hey,
Senegal River in the north, the Gambia River, and the Casamance River. Hopefully I said that right. In the south.
Someone did ask. It was a good question. Or Don asked, "What's the national fish of Senegal?"
Are there national fish?
Well, we're
I
going
don't
to find
know.
out.
We're gonna find out. And Shaka, we're gonna figure this out. I think I'm the best.
We found
boat,
a
baby.
dish from Senegal called tiep. I think it is called. It's a traditional dish Where are the ingredients? Fish, broken rice, and tomato sauce cooked in one pot.
What's broken?
I was just about to ask
Excuse
that.
me?
What's broken rice? I've never heard of broken rice before.
Fragments of rice grains.
So they break the already tiny rice?
I think so.
It doesn't make any. I mean, hey, maybe it's good. I don't know.
Additional
Oh, so
ingredients.
it has a different, softer texture from unbroken rice.
Oh,
Okay.
Interesting. So it absorbs flavors more easily.
well, that
Look at
makes
that.
sense now.
Okay.
And also put onions in there, carrots, cabbage, hot pepper, lime. Ooh, peanut oil. Can't do that one. And stock cubes. So there we go.
Thanks, Kevin.
Around the world we go.
Around the world we go. And again, if you are joining us for the first time around with us here and you're looking at the studio, hit that like and subscribe button. We appreciate you guys being here. We're trying to break it up here and keep this fun here for you all. We got a long way to go, but we got a fun time ahead of us here. We still got over 2 hours till kickoff. We're going to be going up until right around 7, we were thinking, Brad, roughly, give or take. And we still have some more of our videos that we want to show you specifically. We'll talk about Rashad Bateman here in just a moment.
And NFL picks.
And NFL picks and our best bets of the night as well. So stay tuned for that. But I do think there's one thing. I saw someone talk about our gridiron golf back here, Brad. I think we should play what happens when you have too much pressure playing gridiron golf. And our proud sponsor now, Gridiron Golf, coming to a tailgate near you. Gridiron Golf, take it to the gridiron. It's simple. The game, you have 4 putts, consider it 4 downs. And you play a game of football with putts. Best team wins. But for us, we're doing it throughout the season where we're going to have giveaways for our winners and subscribers of the channel. But Rocco was trying to showcase his golf skills. And we were saying, Rocco, please, we don't need you to disappoint the fans. Well, guess what? Rocco definitely disappointed, and he is not made for the pressure situations.
It's actually really fun.
Gridiron golf.
Second down.
Oh, I love this.
Nice. Rocco sucks.
Rocco sucks. Rocco sucks.
Rocco
Rocco sucks.
Rocco. It's
sucks.
third
Shank.
down. Who he blew it?
I
Fourth
I
down.
love not watching. I love not watching us hear the clank every time.
What do you want to do? Do you want to kick a field goal or you want to go for the touchdown? Guaranteed.
He's not hitting this.
He's not hitting this. He's
No
not
chance.
built for fourth down. Talk about peer pressure.
You suck, jackass.
Oh, Shank.
Blew it.
And clank.
Rocco sucks. There it is. What a time. Rocco sucks. Rocco sucks. Rocco sucks. Rocco sucks. Scene.
Rock.
Go sucks. Okay.
Okay. And scene. Yeah.
I love how he was the one that like brute forced his way into doing it, and then just
We
missed
told
all
him not.
4.
We said we were cutting that segment.
Absolutely shit the bed.
We were like, Rocco, we'll do that afterwards. Like, we'll do that later. And he was like, no. Let me shoot one real quick. And then he missed 4.
Yeah, he did. Hey, and
Crazy.
just a bit outside, I see you want this Dinger plushie. Dinger. Yeah, we got a lot of these. They're incredible. You know what? We're Oriole fans here, but this guy, he's a good kid. He's rooting for the Ravens tonight,
Yeah.
Dinger. It's going to be a lot of fun here.
I saw a comment from Chris saying, "What's the basketball scene like in Baltimore?" I do have to announce my Denver Nuggets fandom again.
Nuggets.
Not bandwagon
Okay.
since I was 7.
I don't think anyone asked for that.
I asked, so I answered.
There's a lot of NBA players that have come from Baltimore.
Yes,
For sure.
Yeah.
PG
For
County,
sure.
Yeah.
No doubt.
So the scene is lit, but we just don't have a team, which sucks.
Yeah, it's tough. I miss it. I really do. Hey, do you have the Rashad Bateman little clip we could put out there, Zach?
Yes, I do.
So another part of here, we talked about, actually, do you have the Derrick Henry one? Let's run that one first.
yes, I do as
So
well.
we're going to talk here before we get into our other parts of our night and get closer here. We got about 50 minutes left of this show. Then we're going to let you guys enjoy the rest of your evening and us get ready for a fantastic opening night. But for the game here, we know that the big acquisition for Baltimore in the offseason was Derrick Henry. And especially for a team that did not run the ball the way that they had planned in the AFC Championship game, they went out and got a bruiser, a guy that has been the top NFL back over the last 5 to 6 seasons. And we had Q on again to talk about how much of an impact Derrick Henry can have, especially in a game like this. So let's roll the clip, Zach.
Beautiful lane for King Henry to run through. But, oh, my God, coming downhill, you got your Bengals defender, the safety, coming downhill, thinking he's going to go ahead and stop the mountain that is King Henry. Go ahead and run that.
Well, and here's the thing. We were talking about business
Boom.
decisions.
Boom. That's three. That's 3 tackles that we saw Derrick Henry just make it look like he's running against, a Pop Warner football team. Excellent job by Derrick, number one, as far as his vision. Awesome job by both the receiver as well as the tackle, sealing it. Give him a crease, give him a lane. And then once he gets into that secondary, once he gets going, bro, I saw him in training camp. He is a very large man. He is 2 of us. You go ahead and try to say, I'm going to go ahead and stop him coming downhill. Let's see.
So right there, look, Derrick Henry, I know age for a running back can get a little bit scary, right? Especially when you approach 30 or you actually turn 30. You think, when are the wheels going to fall off? And typically there's going to be regression. I'll tell you what, Derrick Henry, if you guys have seen his workouts in the offseason and the reports out of camp, he looks like a guy. And even what John Harbaugh said, they don't have any type of reservations on using Derrick Henry. And it takes grown men to go take him down. It might not take one. It might take 2 or 3, because you better be going in there looking to make a play. If not, Derrick Henry's going to expose you. And also, Derrick Henry's had success specifically against the Kansas City Chiefs. If you guys would like to go watch that full breakdown, it's on the channel right now. Go check it out.
Nick Moore gave us firsthand accounts of Derrick Henry's greatness on the field as well, and he said that the guy is an absolute stud, and it would be afraid if he actually went up toe to toe, which is something for Nick Moore to say, because Nick Moore doesn't back down from anybody.
No.
For him to be like, yeah, I'm not going up against that guy, that's saying something.
Yeah. And I think we even asked who we taking meeting the whole, Derrick Henry or Nick Moore. Obviously Nick Moore. Just kidding, Nick. I love you, but if a rookie from Atlanta in the preseason is putting up in your ass, I don't know, man.
It's got motor,
Yeah.
But Kevin, specifically, do you have those stats with his numbers for Derrick Henry versus the Kansas City Chiefs?
Not versus Kansas City, but I know that if you're looking at the Chiefs' run defense, it's still a weakness. It was a weakness in the playoffs, and Buffalo ran the ball 39.
There we
30. 30. Okay, all right. 39 times Buffalo ran the ball. 39 times.
How many times?
39. And they averaged almost 5 yards per carry on those runs. And even in the Super Bowl, San Francisco wasn't great, but they at least kept that part of their game going so that it kept the Chiefs off balance. Once you eliminate part of an offense, and this is what Roquan Smith was talking about, once you eliminate a part of an offense, you don't have to worry about it. And in the AFC Championship game, the Ravens were not running the ball, so the Chiefs could just kind of relax a little bit and say, we know what's coming. And they didn't have that threat, part of what got them there. So, look, I expect the Ravens to go pretty run heavy tonight, not to make a statement because of what happened in the AFC Championship game, but because they have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and you need to utilize those guys in order to get the full maximum ability out of your offense.
F throwing the ball.
Yeah.
There you go.
As Kevin Ostreicher did say earlier, F throwing the ball.
Oh, so now we're not cursing? Now?
Well, I
now
mean,
we're
you
done?
set the bar, and I
You
just
set
you
the
know,
bar.
in
We're like,
case-
whoa, Kevin.
whoa.
You just cursed at our audience here.
Aggressive. Okay, all right.
Yeah, well, you said it again.
Oh my
No, I
god!
didn't win.
You just right now.
No, I did not.
Crazy.
Are you
It's unbelievable.
did you
Hey.
go to the Zach Bollinger School of Gaslighting?
Lamar said, fuck throwing the ball.
You did.
And Kevin Ostreicher.
Well said, Brad. Well
and,
said.
And Kevin
Well
said
said,
it.
Brad.
Kevin said it as well. And actually, I'm going to pull up a clip from that Derrick Henry video of just in the beginning, then I'll cut it off, was how Kansas City loaded the box against Buffalo, and just that Buffalo stayed committed to the run. So I'm going to pull that up here for a second just so you guys can see That's also part of the breakdown. So whammy, here we go. Talked about expectations for the Ravens Chiefs in week 1, but Q, now let's talk about the execution specifically. Walk us through here of how the Chiefs really loaded the box and explain what that is.
Yeah, so when you talk about loading the box, you're looking at the tackle to tackle and pretty much to the linebackers, and that is your imaginary box. And when you load it up, coordinators, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, they'll say, hey, we got more guys in the box. That is to an advantage for us to stop what you're going to do offensively as far as running the ball. So if we stop you running the ball, that's going to be to our advantage. The week prior to this game in the divisional round, you saw the Buffalo Bills really take it to what the Kansas City Chiefs were trying to do defensively. I know that was something that where Lamar Jackson and company, they wanted to go ahead and say, hey, look, we're going to be effective running the ball. Go ahead and run it there. You can see with Patrick Ricard, he's coming over, and now there's an overload. Go ahead, pause it there again. You got 2 tight end. Look, you got your tackle, and so everything just says overload to this side, and we're going to just be dominant running the ball over to that side. Go ahead and press that play right there. What unfortunately happened, as you see this being an off-tackle look, pause it. Again, we didn't see that command. We're seeing, pancake pat on the ground. We're seeing, offensive linemen down, and there weren't a lot of opportunities to create spaces to crease the football. So if you're not creasing the football, you're not getting an opportunity to have a big run. Todd Monken, in his mind, from a playoff aspect of things, is saying, damn it, we can't run it. We're going to have to throw it. We're going to have to take advantage of the man-to-man on the outside.
Well, and also here, and you brought up earlier, Q, the Buffalo Bills game, the Bills, Chiefs. And one thing, Kevin, can you walk us through some stats of what happened in that Bills-Chiefs game here?
Yeah, the Chiefs' run defense was not great throughout the entire playoffs. And in the Buffalo game was a big conversation of, well, the Ravens should take advantage of that. In Buffalo, that divisional round game, the Bills had 39 carries. They attempted 39 runs, and they averaged 4.7 yards per attempt on those runs at 182 yards. And the Ravens obviously only have 12 total carries, 6 for their running backs. And I thought that was a big missed opportunity. And I know we'll see it here for what Buffalo actually did to take advantage of Kansas City's weakness.
So let's go to that real quickly. So Q, you just mentioned how the Chiefs were loading the box against the Ravens, but we're going to see in these highlights, the Chiefs are doing the same type of plan, but Buffalo is going to stay committed here.
Well, that's the key word. If you stay committed to the run, and you'll even see where you have your single receiver up top, but then at the bottom of the screen, we have what is called a bunch look, where you'll have a receiver at the line, and then you're going to have your outside receiver kind of bunched look with the tight end. That is saying, look, we can either run or pass out of this formation. This is something where Todd Monken, I know that they have this similar formation in their offense, but go ahead and run it, because you're going to see where both, whether it was Ty Johnson or if it was James Cook, they're both committed to the run. And Ty Johnson, in this particular case, I mean, he just said, okay, cool, we're going to get movement. Go ahead and pause it. That run before, you saw the offensive line get positive movement in a zone look type of a run scheme and was able to bounce it outside. This one here is where now it's like, okay, another box where it's a stacked look. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 guys in the box. This is a more, hey, look, we're going to take away your run. Go ahead and run that. And you'll see Josh Allen just giving a little simple handoff, nice little cutback, but that's effective running the football. When you're talking about in the playoffs, it controls the clock, controls the tempo of the game, and it gives you a physicality and a dominance, especially when it comes to playoff football. So go ahead and run this last one here, where you'll just see where they're running it off, and there's just opportunity one-on-one on the outside. What does Eric DaCosta look in the offseason? He sees all of this. He sees what's going on. He sees how these guys are being effective. Go ahead and run it again. I need a back, whether it be that Ty Johnson look, whether it be that Cook look, where they're just running up the middle. Oh, wait a minute.
So as you can see here, I can take it off the screen. There it is.
Let-
Oh, it's back up. That's me. Take it off. My bad.
All right.
Hey, now. So essentially, this is what we were getting at. The two things in this game. Yes, you can say that Spags was trying to force the Ravens to throw the ball, which he did. Was he blitzing Lamar? Sure. But you saw similar looks that they did to Buffalo, and Buffalo stayed committed. If they got stuffed on the play before, they went right back to the well. They weren't afraid of going away from the running game. Now, Josh Allen did scramble for some, but James Cook still got 18 carries in that game. Ty Johnson ran the ball extremely well. And Buffalo, if you go back and look at that game, it was their red zone lack of efficiency. Inefficiency is the correct term here. They couldn't execute in the red zone. And then at the end of the game, Trevor Bass missed a field goal and Kansas City wins the game. They're able to run it out, and that's it. So context matters here. You guys can go watch that full breakdown. We were getting some football throws in here, guys, as we were right now. Sit, Hut.
Oh, baby. That's just like that.
Just like that. Just getting our arms ready. Kevin, look alive. Jeez.
Good
Kevin.
catch, Kevin.
What kind of catch is that?
Oh, two-handed.
One
okay.
more to Brad. There we go. Good vibes. Oh,
You can't say good
Wow.
vibes and drop.
I didn't drop it.
Kind of looked like it. That's not what I saw.
It wasn't a great throw. I'll own that one.
Oh, goodness.
I tripped over my own feet.
That's okay. Hey, before then we get into some of our best bets for the night and best picks, right? Or our picks for the season.
Yep.
Is there anything else we want to specifically touch on, Kevin? Kevon?
The Ravens did make a couple of moves.
Yeah, we know.
Yeah, we know.
I got to go on, Kevin. Injury report. Happy to report that there
Very.
are.
Only one now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because of our guy, Rashid Ali. It was a tough one. It was a tough one seeing the IR. I mean, it was expected, but
Yeah.
go Herd. Go Herd. You know, that's all I can say. Go Herd.
Yeah.
Do you want to? So on Locked On Ravens, Q and I, after we recorded this for the show, we did bold predictions, and I told him like, "Hey man, get as bold as you want to." And Q had like ripped off like 8 of them. But my biggest bold prediction, because I went in order of like small to like, okay, we're getting crazy here. Big bold prediction: the Ravens have 3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen this year.
That's your bold prediction?
That's my bold prediction.
Ooh.
So I'm
Oh.
assuming Stanley and Linderbaum.
And Voorhees.
Oh, wow.
Hey,
Talk dirty to me,
now.
Those are my 3.
Oh,
All
hey.
3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen. Bold prediction. Is it likely to happen? Probably not. But you know
Is it-
what?
Is
It's
a
fun to do.
long snapper
crazy.
considered? Yeah,
Oh,
unbelievable.
I thought you were pointing at me.
Nope. Was just trying to give you some props.
I give the wrong person. I give Rocco fist bumps when he insults
Yeah.
me, and I don't give Zach fist bumps when he.
Crazy world we live in.
I know.
Really
Yep.
is.
I know.
That's
Really
just
is.
just Kevin.
It is just Kevin here. You know, do we show a little tease on one of our gridiron participants, or we wait till
We should.
We
I
should
think-
right
I think
now?
so.
I think
Do we have
should.
that clipped?
Oh, we have that clip.
Then let's do it.
I'll pull it up here. So again, you guys saw a failure of the gridiron golf. Well, we had one person join us today.
We have more than
Multiple
More than
people.
one, but we'll tease the one.
We're teasing the Juan.
Yeah.
The Juan.
And if you're a Baltimore Orioles fan, definitely a fan of this individual. And you definitely maybe watched him pitch if you were old enough, but you definitely hear him on the airwaves. And guess what? Let's see if our special guest here, Ben McDonald, came through for our subscribers in the Gridiron Golf Challenge. So here we go. Final thing, and I'll let you get out of here. How's your putting game?
Putting game,
Yeah.
it's probably not real strong. I used to play a lot of golf, and then I got
Oh.
into this commentating thing, and I didn't have time for golf anymore.
Well, guess what? Well, here's the thing.
So
'cause
we're gonna
with
give
our
it a
friend
shot?
with the Gridiron Golf over here, you
All
see
right.
this? We're gonna get a couple balls out here. It's football style golf.
Okay.
Okay. So what's gonna happen is you readjusting the camera, Brad.
Yeah, we're good.
So what's gonna happen here? Gridiron Golf's been proud sponsor with us now.
I see.
You're
that.
gonna have a chance. You get 4 putts.
All right.
You're able to make one of your 4 putts for a touchdown. you make it on the first one, they're going to give a game away to one of our followers here. If you get a field goal at some point or any points, they'll win some prizes as well. But you got 4 shots at it.
And I can shoot at either one I want to shoot at?
Well, if you want the touchdown one, the one in the middle is going to get the big thing. No, they're not.
That's on me.
Yeah, they're not all the same size. You're going to find that out real quick. Well, that's why it's a PAT. It's just an extra point, 2-point conversion. Yeah. Yeah, you're in it to win it here. Yeah. It's not one size fits all, unfortunately. What's happening? Oh, just like that. Touchdown. And that you just won us. You just won one of our subscribers and followers a Gridiron Golf game. Just like that. Unbelievable. That's it. How about
Big
that?
Ben,
So,
baby.
when we get this clipped out here, we're getting the football season off right, and you can thank Big Ben McDonald for it. We are going to have that. We will have the contest results. So check it out when we get the plan with Gridiron Golf. But shout out to Ben McDonald. And one of the games, fellas, is going to one of our lucky subscribers, contestants, or members here.
People don't realize how fun that game is.
It is so much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. It was a great time. I love how Ben is just sandbagging. Oh, I hadn't putted it in a while. This
is Ben's favorite line after a home run, Gunnar Henderson one. It just works perfectly here. 216 stitches on a golf ball. Big Ben got all 216 right there.
Yep.
Hey, I'll tell you what, though. That interview was a lot of fun with Ben.
It was
a lot of fun. And there are some things that you want to figure out how Louisianan or how you can't take the Louisiana out of Ben. And if you thought you knew about that Louisiana in Ben, well, I'll tell you what, you might learn a hell of a lot more here on certain things that you wouldn't know would go in certain contracts.
Listen, that interview had everything. It had
Literally
everything. It had a comedic factor to the Gator, reference that you're making, and then the story told about Calvin helping him and Chris Hoyles out was also incredible. Like, there was just so many good moments in that entire interview that was funny, entertaining, and then there was like some just really cool moments about him playing ball, and then talked about Jackson Holiday too. So like there's a ton of content in that short, and it was a short interview, but there's so much in there. So I'm excited for the people to see it.
Yeah, I was gonna say even short. It was probably still 25 minutes.
Short by our standards.
Short by our standards because of our other two guests.
Yeah, we had 2 other guests
one of them wouldn't stop talking
ever.
But he's kind of known for not stopping talking, though. So we know what we're getting ourselves into. But yeah, it was a great day in the studio so far.
Hell yeah. And you know what?
Long
day. We've been here for a while. But Cube, you're wondering, I'm sold. How do I buy / win Gridiron Golf? Well, we are going to probably post it because Gridiron Golf is mainly on Instagram. We'll talk about how they want to do the run-in. But we're having a lot of fun with it. We'll make sure, but we'll also, I can send you information. Even if you don't win Cube, we will have the information for you guys to be able to buy. It is fun. We're going to have it down at the tailgate lots. Maybe when we have our boots on the ground for next week's game while we're live here doing the pregame show. And again, if you're new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Ryan Ripken Show, pregame, Ravens, Chiefs. And we're here to have fun as well as give you guys some analysis. And you're going to have a chance, thanks to our wonderful sponsors, to win some great prizes. And again, it's all about having fun with it. It's all about showing the passion. So if you're coming in right now, let us know where you're tuning in from, what you're excited about for this NFL season. And maybe it's a good time to let us know, who do you think is going to be in the Super Bowl? How about that? And that gives us a good time here, guys, to represent or bring on our last sponsor of the show for today. It's none other than our friends Hollywood Casino up at Charlestown Races in West Virginia. Oh, that was beautiful. That was a game day execution. But our friends Hollywood Casino at Charlestown Races up in West Virginia dialed in. But up there, it's an hour away from Owings Mills, hour and 15 from Baltimore. And we have a tailgate event with them upcoming. And we're figuring out the date here because of the baseball schedule. We got to be ready for the Orioles. But we will let you know on those dates. They have events that come every week up there. A lot of fun up there as well if you're into the betting, gambling space. But if you love complimentary and you're a Pen Play card member, show of hands, fellas, who likes complimentary? Nice. I like it. I think everyone does. And if you are a Pen Play card member and use your Pen Play card up in West Virginia, you get complimentary beverages the entire time you're up there, but they don't offer it in Maryland or Virginia. And if you download the Pen Play app, you have a chance to win up to $2,000 in just Pen Play cash just for downloading it. So that's how it goes. Tomato, tomato. And don't bring Kevin to a steakhouse. You know why?
He's going to burn it.
He's going to burn
the steak, not the steakhouse.
Well is the way to go.
it. Okay.
You know what? Now I don't feel bad about this graphic anymore. That's going to make Kevin look bad.
It's tough. Hey, Brad, can we get the full screen for a second?
You're full screen?
Skycam. Just so everyone can understand. It's tough.
I knew it was
Oh, dang it.
I knew it was coming.
Look at that.
As soon as he asked for the sky cam, I was like, he needs something on screen. So I started.
I was watching and I saw the wind up and I knew something was happening.
Oh, yeah. Only Rocco's the one that's actually warned it and lived to tell the tale, too. Actually, you're the first one, I guess, that's lived to tell the tale.
Hey, we've only attempted it.
You know what we need to do, Rip?
Yeah.
You and I need to have like a system. It's like we're calling pitches.
Yeah, like we don't even have to say anything.
Yeah.
It's just a look.
Uh-huh.
It's just a
There's
look,
or
baby.
there's like a it's like a safe word. Pineapple.
Pineapple. That could be the safe word. Joey, I am not a bully.
This is
here.
why we have HR, which is unfortunately also Kevin.
Yeah.
So Kevin has to deal with a lot of his own issues.
Come with the king. You best not miss. Step in my office.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God. You know what, Joey? Kevin also thinks that he was challenging Nick to the Oklahoma drill, which
I know.
we are certain.
I don't even know how that happened.
Well, you also, you were getting a little bit too comfortable.
No, I wouldn't. No.
Nick's going to kick your ass. I'll tell you that, buddy.
I still want to run the conditioning test, even though Nick says I shouldn't. I want to.
I'm terrified for that. I'm terrified that for you. We actually will do some events here for the Ryan Ripken show to kind of test the skills here. It'd be a lot of fun. And I see you guys rolling in some picks here. So we're talking about, I saw Baltimore, Detroit. I saw the Kansas City, San Francisco again, Chris.
Shekel.
Miami. Okay.
I'm good with this as long as the playoffs run through Miami.
If Miami runs the playoffs,
Yeah.
without a doubt, could see it.
Yeah.
They got to play in one game under 30 degrees. Pack it up.
Yep.
Pack it up.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So should we go over, put the graphic up for our picks?
Do it. Let's put up our graphic of Super Bowl predictions here on the
And
Ryan
here
Ripken
we
show.
go.
So right there we
This
have
graphic makes me look bad, and I want to explain myself. Because I have the Ravens making the Super Bowl.
Locked On
but I
Niners,
wasn't
Kevin
told
Ostreicher.
They were doing that. My 3-year plan for this team has been they win the Super Bowl in 2025. And
Why?
I'm not going away from it now.
You're a man of principle. I'll give you that.
So that's why
I don't
it
wanna
was
do it.
championship game to Super Bowl champion. That's why.
Kevin.
Can we DFA Kevin? It's a great
Yeah,
question.
It's a thought worth considering. It's a thought worth.
It's a 3-step plan I've had for 3 years.
Okay.
Well, let's go through this then for a second. I actually have the Ravens over the Packers. I think Green Bay is going to have a great year. I loved what Jordan Love did last year, and it's going to be on their season's going to be on how Jordan Love plays offensively. I think the Packers defense is solid. I think that they know how to play in the postseason, and they learned a lot last year. I mean, the game changed drastically against the 49ers when they drove down the field and missed the field goal, and then the Niners go down and score and ultimately win that game. I got the Green Bay Packers. Zach, who are the Ravens facing?
So I went the exact same way as Kevin, except I actually have faith in the Ravens, and because I'm not a hater. Apparently, it's sad to see guys you thought were just locked on Ravens are apparently locked on Niners. Ravens versus 49ers. I think we're running it back. 12-year anniversary. gonna do it again, and I think the Ravens come out on top. Fortunately, Kyle Shanahan once again is going to lose a Super Bowl.
All right. Brad, since you're on that list.
Yeah,
next.
I did go Ravens win the Super Bowl, but it was a little bit of a different path. NFC Championship game. I think it's going to be the Rams and the Lions. A lot of people aren't really looking at the Rams. I think that they are kind of going to be that underdog type of team. They were solid last year, had every opportunity to go deep into the playoffs, but they were a little bit banged up, especially Matt Stafford. So I think that there's potential there. NFC Championship game to be the Rams and the Lions. The Rams win the NFC Championship game, and then the Ravens actually won't end up having to play the Chiefs this year. I think the Bengals will take the Chiefs out, and then it'll be Bengals, Ravens. Ravens beat the Bengals, and then it'll be Ravens and Rams. The Ravens will win the Super Bowl this year.
Oh, how about that? Hey, I like that Rams pick. If Stafford's healthy and with the team, they felt like they retooled. They didn't rebuild because they had a good year last year. They retooled. And I think that if they have a healthy Stafford with Puka and Cooper, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, they got a solid defense. You lose Aaron Donald. I like that pick, Brad.
Yeah.
Now, Kevin, time for you to
explain yourself.
Yeah. Let me guess. You have the Ravens going to the Super Bowl.
I
and
do.
losing.
That's why the graphic makes me look bad. And I thought
Well,
we were doing the
that
two
sounds
predictions.
worse.
Yeah.
Why?
You're saying the Ravens are going to lose
I say they're going to win the AFC
and then lose
and
the
then
Super Bowl.
lose and then win the next year because they made it's the pattern of growth.
We're gonna remember this
to me.
during the Super Bowl, like our pregame Super Bowl. We're gonna be on Radio Row this year.
Yeah,
and
just
and
calling
Kevin's
Kevin
gonna
out.
Kevin's gonna have to go all around media day and Radio Row and tell everybody that he thinks the Ravens are gonna lose the Super Bowl.
Crazy. You think you know a guy.
I know.
You think you know a guy.
It wasn't the 49ers until they re-signed Brandon Ayuk. This is the last year of Debo and Brandon Ayuk in San Francisco, I think. I think they're getting rid of Debo next year.
They should.
So
I mean, I just don't think they can afford it, especially with Purdy coming up.
Yeah.
no.
There's no chance that they can afford all of them. So
Yeah, but they're getting the Hufanga back in the back end of their secondary. I think they have pieces defensively. I think, look, it'll be a close game between Ravens and 49ers. Like, I'm not counting. If the Ravens won the Super Bowl, I'm not going to be shocked.
seems like you're going to be upset, though.
Yeah, it seems like
No, why would I be upset?
Oh, no, because your
This is
49ers
also
pick
a
was
bit of-
wrong.
This is a bit of reverse jinx action that we could do as well.
I like you, Kevin. I like the way
So
you think.
if they lose, I'm blaming the three of you for not jinxing it the proper way.
Benedict Stryker.
Wow.
there have been some incredible
I
names that come
know.
out from this.
We got this is a lot of fun here. You know what though? I'm a little I'm a little nervous seeing the Christian McCaffrey Achilles calf strain. I know they say it's nothing new. But when you draft him number 1 in fantasy,
And he's on the cover of Madden.
it's all right. I still rock with my guy, man. I took him number 1 in my big money league.
Never been a number 1 twice in a row.
That's fine. I don't need him to be number 1 again. I just need him to play. And if he's in that top, I want a consistent guy. Consistency in the first round is what wins you in fantasy football.
I mean, that's true.
You need a consistent guy. He took Amon-Ra over A.J. Brown, C.D. Lamb, and some other guys last year. And Amon-Ra took me to the promised land, man.
Yeah.
Beast.
I don't know how I got 2 tight ends. I got the best tight end in the NFL and the second best tight end in the NFL.
Well, don't you be sleeping on Sam Laporta either. But
I'm not,
But Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews are fantastic.
Don't know how that happened, but
Yeah, am I the only one? Yeah, does Kevin hate the Ravens? Yeah.
Nope.
I know, that's not what the bets say.
that's not what the song
That's
says.
not what the
There's
song says.
Well,
okay.
I am rewriting the words of the song.
No, the song literally says, does Kevin hate
Oh, really?
the Vens?
Does it really? Oh,
Yeah.
Shortened it to
Yeah.
Vens. Very nice.
Now
Is he a 49ers
Go-
fan?
No, that doesn't
Yeah.
go to Adam's Jeep, get yourself a used Jeep, and tell everybody. Tell Chuck and Matt that Kevin.
Oh, now I'm the new guy.
Yeah. Kevin loves the Niners. Tell him Kevin loves the Niners. Get yourself a gas card.
Kevin.
Get
is
yourself $1,000 gas card.
Yes.
Go to Aberdeen and tell Chuck and Matt that Kevin's a traitor and get $1,000.
I bet Kevin was rooting for the Browns last year because of Flacco.
Joe Flacco.
Oh, you're saying that Kevin is boys with Stabby? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. Wow. That's what you do.
I have
Scott.
nothing else to contribute to this conversation.
It's a tough go for you, buddy.
Kevin cheered when the Colts left Baltimore.
You better
by the
hope
way.
Locked On doesn't find out about this.
Yeah, fun fact, Kevin was happy when the Colts left Baltimore.
No.
He was
Thankfully,
cheering.
He
He was,
wasn't
he was
alive.
following him in a car cheering.
he
He was
like
cheering.
showed up when the Browns first played the Ravens back in the 90s.
Yeah.
He had like a Browns helmet with a horseshoe on it.
It's like the Kelsey jersey. You got
Yeah.
Chiefs and Eagles. You
Yeah,
just
right.
split down the middle.
Yep.
But see, that makes sense because that's still Chiefs. Are you talking about with Kelsey's mom or just the Chiefs fan or Chiefs Eagles?
Chiefs
fan?
Eagles down the middle. So it's like those people who have like the split jerseys down the middle.
Oh, because
Like it's not about it's not about Donna Kelsey. It's about the people who show up with two different jerseys, like split down the middle.
Doesn't seem like it
Yeah.
seems like you would just have one Raven, or not one. You wouldn't even have a Raven jersey; just be one team, and it'd be San Fran.
No.
You're a good kid, Kevin. It's all in the hips, and we appreciate you guys tuning in with us here at the Ryan Ripken Show. Again, if you hit that like and subscribe button, we are getting close to kickoff. We're under 2 hours or an hour and 39.
Yeah, hour and 40 minutes. 39 now. I just looked and saw the 41.
It changed.
Yep.
It changed.
Yeah.
What are we thinking before we get
You can
close to-
tell we're close because I'm officially as
our best
bad.
bets.
Yeah.
Oh, I know we're getting there. I just wanted if there's anything for you guys before we get it right. And
Get it tight.
Okay, right. Get tight.
Kevin looks like hello darkness, my old friend. Like he feels ashamed now.
I don't feel ashamed. The graphic just made me look bad
Uh-huh.
because I thought we were doing a different graphic. I'm not going to have explained it the proper way, but
Well, you did explain it the proper way. People just,
Cube,
it's
this
just
makes me so happy.
still wrong.
I on Kevin and Zach React, I put everyone on to this penguin. To this penguin game.
What?
This penguin game, Penguin Isle. And I'm telling you, it's the most addicting game ever. I have an entire village of penguins. It's this whole thing. And now I've gotten Q on and he's saying keeps dropping out because of the ads during the penguin game.
Is it called Club Penguin?
Yes. Thank you, Cube. It is very calming. No, it's Penguin Isle.
Okay.
I don't know what to say about that.
Yeah, hold up. I can show everyone my village.
Oh my god.
No, we're good.
No, it's okay.
Let them sponsor the show first.
Yeah. Well, yeah. All right. Let's go into guys. Since we did just talk about Hollywood Casino as well, why don't we talk about our best bets for this evening? As we get into it, we'll have more of a fantasy football setup. As you guys know, you're going to start Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews and Travis Kelce, unless you have both of them on your team, Brad. But a lot of the guys you're probably starting, Pacheco, maybe Rashee Rice is a maybe play. Zay Flowers, you're probably going to start, but Chiefs have a solid secondary. Should be fun. Let's roll with our then best bets of tonight's game. And look, I'll start with mine. I know that people love the points, but so far in week one, guys, last year, a lot of unders. The majority of week one games under. And as great as these offenses are, they both have really good defense.
Well, and the unders on primetime games as well.
Yeah, and I just think the two teams, granted, as talented as they are, I do think that we are looking at a game that could underperform. So mine is going to be under 46.5 tonight. Last year, the Chiefs and the Lions, I think the game was under 42 total points. Those are two of we thought the Chiefs would be a better offense there.
AFC Championship game was under 30,
It's
right?
27 points.
Yeah.
I'm taking the under here. I think the defenses actually shine. I think the offenses have moments, but the defense is the one that keeps this close and it keeps it tight. Zach, you're going with Derrick Henry here.
Yeah, the Baltimore Ravens, last time they played football, handed the ball off to the running back 6 times. So what did they do in response? They went out and got Derrick Henry. Why do you get Derrick Henry? To run the damn football, and that's what they're going to do tonight. Derrick Henry averages 112 rushing yards per game against the Kansas City Chiefs in his career, and I don't think so. If you're going to give me almost half of that, I'm going to take that every single time.
Yep.
Under 60, over 62.5. Sorry, your under is just killing my vibe. So
actually with this, if
he's running, no,
he's
that's
running.
very good.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree.
run in, run in, and run in, run in, and run in, run in,
And running,
and Kevin, and what is the song, Kevin?
Let's get it started.
Oh,
By
There's no
who?
disrespect. When I bust my rhyme, you break your neck. Come on.
Someone in the 90s.
no.
Well, I mean, yeah, Kevin.
Let's get
Technically.
it started.
Technically.
No, not technically.
It's not the name of the group.
They're putting it in the chat.
Black Eyed Peas. I knew that.
Yep. there
First
you go.
try.
All right. Well, we just talked about the running game. Brad, you're going with the passing game specifically.
With Zay Flowers. Zay
Yep.
Flowers, I think, ends up having a breakout year this year. I mean, look, his rookie year, he caught 800 yards, 800 plus yards,
Mhm.
which is a rookie record for the Ravens franchise. I think that Zay Flowers is going to be targeted. Why? Because exactly what Q was talking about, loading the box. You load that box up with that many players, it opens up opportunities for the pass game. There's only so many people they can guard. You put Likely on one side, you put Andrews on the other. You got Zay Flowers taking the top off the defense. Give me Zay Flowers over 52.5.
I like that. I mean, Zay had a big game against the Chiefs. Unfortunately, it's remembered in the AFC Championship game for the fumble at the goal line. But overall, Zay was getting open, and Zay is an impact guy. I think there's a lot of good things to build off of that year. And Kevin, surprised here that you took a Raven after what we just saw. But in all honesty, here we're staying with the Derrick Henry train here, and you're going with him to get in the end zone.
Get in there.
Yep. Derrick Henry touchdown. Like Zach said, they brought him in for a reason. I think he scores.
That's
I like it. Simple to the point.
There you go.
Give the man the ball.
I don't know. Joey said Kevin's best bet is Chiefs smack Ravens.
Yikes.
Oh, Kevin.
Way to
you're a
say
good
straight,
kid.
Kevin.
Kevin, wake up. Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Kevin, sit hut. Right back. Right now back. Right back.
Got me.
Right back. Right back. Right back. Oh, right back. It's like in what movie is this? Right here. Oh, back.
Oh, what?
Why you got your hand up?
Because I was adjusting the camera.
Oh, I thought you had your hand
I was doing my goddamn job. That's what I was doing.
Brad had his hand up to adjust the camera. And
Well, I
Kevin just
can't
threw it down.
I can't see that because the light is in my way.
He literally had his Kevin just so confident goes fakes to rip and then throws it, and Brad just goes.
Because the hand is up. and
know
if you
what
see
was
it from
happening.
My angle, I can't see where Brad's hand was, so I just thought it was up for the ball.
Oh, you're a good kid, Kevin. Good kid. And you all who are here tonight are great kids. And we appreciate you here at the Ryan Ripken Show. We're going to do a pregame show every Ravens game. And we're going to have a lot more going on with pregame shows when it comes to a fan experience. You guys will have to stay tuned for next week when the Ravens have their first home game. Guys, we might have another guest coming in the studio potentially for that one leading up to it. And he had a pretty damn good career in Baltimore.
Damn good.
So we will see what happens there. We might have some of our guests that came in earlier today might be coming in later to watch this game.
We might have a 9-year veteran in the NFL giving us more insight for the season as well.
11.
Also in the trenches for 11 years.
Yeah.
Listen, y'all have no idea what's happening for this football season. You have to subscribe. You have to tune in each pregame and all
That'll be a
week
lot.
long. It is just going to be an electric football season, and I can't fucking wait.
It's going to be a lot of fun. And look, we appreciate you guys. We understand we are known for doing a lot of baseball work, which we do. It's not going away. Stop Traffic. We just had Ben McDonald in here. We had a couple other guys that Oriole fans would probably love to hear from. And we might have something else that's coming up here with another Oriole. That
Tomorrow.
I know that a lot of fans,
No.
they're very well aware of that one.
He
No
might
doubt
have,
about it.
taken a button-down shirt right out of the package and just tossed it on his body
Maybe.
for everybody to see.
That was a super clear photo too, which like that was in like
I
high
can't-
definition, and that showed every wrinkle and every pre-packaged line. That's
Yep.
every one of them.
Over under on how many pins were left. I'm going with over 2 pins left in that shirt.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
Why do men's shirts have those pins in there anyway?
I don't know.
Such a pain in the ass.
So
Literally.
Hey, Shekel's missing the polls, Brad. So we'll have to get some back for next time.
We do have to. Yeah, I've been. Look,
it's hard.
I've had a lot of pressures, a lot of new equipment. I've been like focusing on other things, but no, I missed the polls too. So they are.
They're great polls. And you know what? When you're trying to fix the stuff, Kevin's thinking you're open. Like,
Yeah.
why? Hey, I'm open. Hit me,
Just getting assassinated over.
Kevin.
Although I laid it up,
Locked
so
on
that
assassinator.
It wasn't like gonna hurt if it hit him. Ryan just decided to bean it at Rocco and hit him in the head. So,
Kevin, I look down and your feet are just dangling like you're on the top of a large wall. As
yeah,
a
I know.
kid.
I told you it's a far drop for me down to the floor.
Oh gosh, guys, we're having a lot of fun here. Maybe we'll cook up for our channel members. Maybe we'll do a little post thing. We'll see if we got some things. We're trying to get our act together here, and we got a hell of a day tomorrow too. And if
We do.
so,
And I see people
Before we
don't know.
leave, score predictions around the room.
Kevin, why don't you start now? You're under the most pressure.
People don't understand the art of the reverse jinx. All right, that is what I'll say about my
So
prediction.
you're taking the Chiefs.
No, I'm talking about Super Bowl. People don't understand. I said it earlier. People don't understand the reverse jinx art that I am pulling off the
Just give us
juju.
your score predictions.
I'm going Ravens 26, Chiefs 23 for the game.
There
week
you
one.
go.
Damn.
That's over 46.5, isn't it?
He's thinking points.
I was going to say 27-24, but I feel like I'm kind of copying Kevin, just one off each.
Ravens 27.
Yeah, Ravens 27-24.
We got Brad.
I have 17-20. Don't think it's going to be that high scoring game. It's going to go to the Ravens though.
I'm going to take Baltimore 24-17. Actually, 24-20. 24-20. I think it's closer than that. I think it's under 7. I think these two teams, it's going to come down to the end. It's going to be some stressful moments, but I do think Baltimore wins this game and the under does hit. Wow, this is a big hat here.
Yeah.
This is going to keep me warm for the tailgates.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll tell you that.
So we did actually just have the Ravens announce their inactives.
Yeah,
Kevin,
what
do
you got?
Kevin, do you want to?
Uh-oh.
Yes. So Salah, Bo Braid, Adiza Isaac, Nick Samek, TJ Tampa, Tez Walker, and Brent Urban.
Brent Urban surprises me.
Brent Urban.
Yeah.
What?
Just a healthy scratch, I guess.
Yeah. Is there anything to the
Kevin, a little bit of energy here,
No,
buddy. The Ravens are about to play.
I just think that for the Chiefs, they want to have more secondary.
Okay.
So, the two rookies, that's not a shock to me.
No.
But to get the rest of your guys active, you had to sacrifice somewhere. 2 offensive linemen doesn't shock me. Adiza Isaac's injured, and then, a lot of the rookie class.
No surprise there.
No.
Well, and that's the part of it, too. Being a rookie in the NFL, even though there's an expectation they're going to come in and hit the ground running. Some do, most don't. So, and the Ravens have a loaded team. They certainly do. Oh, I'm excited. Guys, Kevin, get up. We before we get out of here, a little energy. You got to pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know? Pump it up. You got to pump it up. Don't you know? And scene, Kevin, there was no energy there. No energy. More energy. More passion.
Yeah,
There we go, Kevin.
run. Go run, Kevin.
Real quickly.
Run, Forrest. Run, Forrest.
Watch the balls.
Ravens by a Billy.
Goodness gracious. You know what? I appreciate that. And we appreciate all of you guys. I think that's going to do it for us in the pregame show. We feel
It
good.
was always the Ravens.
It was always the Ravens. I love it.
Ravens by a million.
Ravens by a million. Hit the music, Brad.
Yep.
As always here at the Ryan Ripken Show, we hope you enjoyed this pregame special. We will be back for another pregame show when the Ravens play next Sunday, but we are live Mondays and Thursdays. We'll get back to our regular scheduled programming, but you guys have a day, have a night. Go Ravens. and we'll talk to you soon.
Quit this bitch.